Hi, this is Sean from keyofgray.com. This is the second review of the Vestax Spin, the first being the quick sort of overview I did last week when I got the unit in the mail at first. So I plugged it in, I've had a couple days to play with it, so let's just go over some of the physical attributes and features of the Vestax Spin. Bottom here we have microphone input, we have a headphone output, we have the two platters which are touch sensitive. On the metal portion you can see it's blue, when I touch it it's red, so we know we've engaged the platter. We have the volume for each of the platters. We have crossfader down here. We have these two buttons, which are the headphone cueing, which is really useful because the sound card is built into the Vestax Spin. We can cue from each of the platters within this one unit here, and we don't have to even deal with any external sound cards to be able to do that. We have speed control up here. In the DJ software is preset to plus or minus 25%. So you can set that to different things within the software if you want, but like I said, default's 25%. Or we can use this plus and minus here. There's also an auto sync, which I'll go over when we're in the software portion of this review. There's the output here. This is the main output for the master RCAs, which you can see here. I don't have it going through the RCAs right now because I'm running it through my computer so I can record. But when you're DJing a party or DJing a club, definitely want to go through these RCAs. Actually, while I'm down here, let's just go over these. These are the platter control sensitivity. So right now they're set at their default setting. I have noticed, at least on my unit, the left platter is not as sensitive as the right. It's a little bit stiffer, and maybe because I've sort of worked in the right more because I'm right-handed. I may change over time. We'll see how that goes. Also see the USB input here, the USB out to the computer. And we also have a switch here to choose the power. We can do the power off, we can have power through USB, and we can have power through an AC adapter, which they don't include anyways. The Vestax Spin is USB bus powered, so you don't actually need to have an external adapter, so I'm not sure why that switch is even there. That's it for now. Let's just go into the software portion. Alright, so this is the software portion of the review of the Vestax Spin in DJ software. I'd just like to say right off the bat that I'm not a DJ, so having a solution where the software is so well integrated with the hardware is really makes it easier for me and a lot of people out there. At the same time, it's quite powerful. So let's just go over some of the software features of the Vestax Spin and DJ software. You can see right here that it's pulling from my iTunes library all the music. DJ has a very tight integration with iTunes, and in fact, when you load a track, you can see the little picture here. This is actually from a cover flow, so it's pulling the cover from and the screen art from the actual track and putting it onto the record. So it's great to see that visually. At the same time, it actually calculates the BPM. So actually, let me load a track right now, and you can see I'm going to actually load it through with these directional pads. You can see it actually analyzes. So let's see this cover track. So I'm going to press load 2, so it's going to load it into the right platter. You can see this blue sort of bar here, and it's just analyzing that BPM, and we can see it once it pops up. It's actually going to save that BPM in the database file, and we'll be able to pull it up. So you can see it's at 78. That's pretty close. So if I play this, you can play it on the right. Track starting. Whether I think this track is any good or not. Besides the point, I don't actually listen to this track that much, obviously. So I turn that off right now. But what also saves with the database file is you can see that I've loaded up at the bottom here is these cue points. You can set 3 cue points for each track. It'll save it with the database file. And every time you pull up the track, you can play these cue points. You can play them on the keyboard. There's 3 here. There's actually a cue point button as well on here, but there's not all 3. So you can't actually launch everything from the Vestax Spin itself. You have to touch a keyboard once in a while. But you know what? Cue points is a great thing that a lot of software doesn't actually have right now. Traktor being one that has a lot of it, and a lot of people are doing some crazy things with cue points on Traktor. But for instance, Mix, the next version of Mix may have cue points, but currently it doesn't. Another great thing that DJ has that a lot of other software doesn't have is a sampler. So let me just bring that up right now. Shift S on the keyboard. Once again, you can't actually play anything on the sampler on the actual spin, but you can on your keyboard. you can see we can load up to 3 samples at each time. So, and I can actually play them on the keyboard. So. So pretty cool. You can throw that into your set, whatever you want to load into there. You can record it actually from your actual songs if you wanted. You can pull up your sample collection and play them. So a lot of creative possibilities right there. Let me just get out of that. Let's just go over some of the cool features that we have using actually the controller. So those were 2 that we couldn't use the controller with, but let's actually play something. So this track by Creva. It's called Speechless. Pretty cool track. Let me just go through the looping because I think that's what a lot of people will be interested in. We can set the loops here. Actually, let me just click here. You can actually see we can set the amount of beats that the auto looping feature has, which is this button here. So if I want to pull an auto loop right now, let me just pull one. It'll pull 4 beats. It automatically did that. Now if I want to actually do something pretty cool and have each loop and keep having it do some cool effects, you can do that by pressing the loop in and out, which is directly below that. Let me try that. Press auto to turn that off. So pretty cool. Let's just go right underneath that. There's an effects section. If I press effects right now, it's set to an echo. You can hear it. You can set different effects though. And something else that we can do with effects are mic effects. And I said before that we were able to get the package came with this little microphone here. Now I can turn on the mic here. Hello, 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 hello. You can hear me there. Now if I want, I can turn on the mic effects. Here we go. And this is the wet dry mix. Hello, 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 hello. You can hear this echo. Throw your little shout out that way. Let me turn that off. You can also change the mic pitch. If you want to make your voice really high, or you maybe want to make it really low, for whatever reason. Here we go. Hello, 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 hello. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that off as well, and we'll just go over some of the things that you might use on actually a daily basis. Sync. Now, a lot of people have had a problem with the sync because it sort of takes the skill out of DJing. And DJ, the software does a really good job of helping you not have to figure out the BPM yourself. As I went over before, auto analyzes BPMs, and then you can actually match them if you look at the numbers at the top of your screen. 80, 78. If I just wanted this one to match, I could just go up straight, bam, 80. You'll notice though that when I play this track on the right, well, you don't actually know this track, but it actually sped up and actually sped up the pitch. Now, I press this button right here, this musical key button. You can see I can move it down, keeps the pitch, slows it down. You can see I've moved down the BPM quite a bit, so you can hear some distortion, especially in the drums. Vocals sound pretty good though. You can actually set within the DJ software the amount of processing power that is devoted to changing matching the pitch when you're changing the beat, or vice versa. You can change doing the amount of BPM when it goes down. You can change so there's not as much crackling or whatnot, which is very helpful when you're moving a lot. Although I wouldn't suggest that really. You should probably be choosing a song that's closer to BPM. But if I wanted to, there's actually this auto sync. If I wanted auto sync, I actually just, of course, it's going to sound terrible because I didn't match the buttons there. But if I had this one this playing on the left, and I wanted to sync the speed on the right, I could actually sync with this, and it automatically sync it. And if I had clicked this musical key button, it would keep that key, which is very useful.